The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
I'm just finishing my cookie.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we can't start while we're eating, can we?
Are you recording?
People don't like this.
No, they want to hear, I'm just finishing my cookie. That's how we start our podcast. And then it goes, dun, 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 dun,
How does it go?
like that, doesn't it?
No, it goes like this. The sweet, sweet sound of Red Bull in the morning. It's breakfast.
Woo!
How's your coffee, Duncan?
Too hot to drink, I fear.
Well, welcome along to The Real Pod. This is your reality TV recap podcast. Also a smattering of real life in New Zealand. My name's Jane Yee. I'm joined by Duncan Grieve and Alex Casey. And we had Gossip Week last week, and so we're all gossiped out. It's all serious this week.
Yeah.
It's when the facts change in the fold.
How dare you? I have a laugh sometimes.
You have a giggle?
Don't know.
Alone? Sorry.
What was that noise? I'm sorry. I don't know what that was.
Don't know why we're roasting you. Yeah.
It's been a really bad morning. I got that monitor and it was the wrong size.
Oh, so
It
Duncan...
crushed me. And I left my bag in the car.
Well, I'm having a great week. Thanks for asking, everybody.
Is it because of Chopper? Like, changed the way you look at the world?
Chopper was a paradigm shift for me on Friday night. I mean, I don't know if we want to get into the real news.
Yeah, let's... well, hang on. Can I do the housekeeping?
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
Need to sweep out the corners. In particular, the Real Pod Corner, facebook.com/groups/Real Pod Corner. What a fucking great place that is. I'm sorry for my language, but the corns are getting away from us a bit. They're meeting up on their own again. There's a group.
Without our permission.
Without our permission. Someone posted, a corn meet up in Wellington, and there's a bunch of people smiling, looking like they like each other. And I found out that they actually have their own, Wellington corn chat. They've got
Wow.
a little chat going on, a group chat that we're not part of. And yeah, it just blows my mind still that friendships have been formed out of this silly little podcast.
Have we had, remember the goal
silly.
is
The baby.
The wedding. Well, yes.
The wedding, then the
First comes
the
life,
baby.
then comes marriage, and then comes,
it's modern times.
no.
Have the baby first.
That's how it goes.
But I can tell you that
This is post-Chopper, for sure.
there are a couple of colonels who are friends out of this group. So the children, the little bubbas have become friends and hang out and have play dates.
Baby corn.
What?
Yeah, colonels, little baby corns.
Wow.
I know. Isn't it magic? You can be part of that if you join the Real Pod Corner. Also, our Instagram page is back, baby. What did you not like that?
It's fine.
too
It's a
breakfast
signature.
radio?
It's a signature
This
of
is Chopper.
the site.
Okay, Instagram.com/the Spin-off Podcast Network. Also, while I have you, last little bit of housekeeping. The Offspin is a cricket podcast recapping things that are and are not happening in Southampton.
The Brendan McCullum interview on Saturday after no play on day one was magnifique.
Yeah, so Alex Bray and Simon Day from the Spin-off are doing a lot of late nights, early mornings, so they can watch the cricket and then chat about it. And it's actually quite a good listen, even if you're not that into cricket, which is weird.
Quite a good listen.
It's a great listen it's a great listen if you're into cricket, and it's fine if you're not. Anyway, you can find that by searching the Offspin on your favourite podcast provider. Now we can get into the real news.
I went to Chopper on Friday night at Sky City Theatre. Chopper, everyone knows Chopper.
Yeah.
Played by Heath Franklin, impersonating a dead gangster.
Dead gangster. You wrote a lovely profile of him.
Oh, thank you.
Couple of weeks back. Look that up.
But I went to the show on Friday. big news is that I saw Kurt from The Bachelorette. The only person in a full sold-out Sky City Theatre session that I recognised was Kurt from The Bachelor.
Was he wearing
which I think is
his
interesting.
warrior's garb?
He was wearing a pleather jacket. And he had a woman friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh la la.
Big news re the PAV. Do you want to cover off the movements of the PAV in the last few days?
Yeah, well, I mean, it hasn't moved for a long time, and now it has.
3 network exec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John McDonald came to pick up the PAV himself and dropped a goss bomb to one of our spin-off people that apparently the possum body is missing.
Oh!
Lil Poss Bod.
Little poss bod. So they shipped it for some reason. It was being shipped to the South Island. I don't know why all the costumes are just hither and thither, but the body's got missing in the post, and who knows?
This is going to be a future Hayden Donnell story, I feel it. Just
Yeah.
Give it 30 years. Yeah.
So Hayden Donnell did a great piece on Little Ted from Play School's head, which went missing, got exploded off and went missing, was held ransom. Anyway, you should look at the Spin-Off Great website. I go there every week.
It's amazing. He solved the
Wait.
mystery. I can't stress this enough. It was a very huge investigation for Hayden. You have to read it.
What else? Ketamine won Drag Race.
Go Kiwi!
You probably listened to the final Drag Race Down Under the Covers podcast episode that was in this feed that went out this week featuring Ketamine. She came into the office during our meeting time, our all-staff meeting time. It was great.
Stunning.
Just looked amazing. What a win. I just did not imagine a New Zealand Queen would win, just not because of the quality, just because I was like,
It never happens.
that just doesn't, we
You
don't
never see
win
it.
shit.
The system doesn't allow justice to prevail.
The contrast of Keita walking into the office, resplendent. She was wearing the outfit that I think
Yeah.
she won in.
And she had this beautiful crown.
Beautiful crown, and then like the spin-off ghouls in the middle of the editorial meeting being like, oh. It was just a wonderful scene. But congratulations, Keita.
Though it's those times when I really value my workplace and my colleagues for making all this stuff happen, because there's like that happening through the middle, and then off in the corner there's a giant fucking pavlova that's just been there for so long, and no one really knows how to move. It's unconventional.
Cassie Roma from The Apprentice is going to be guesting in a special pop-up pod on Friday.
She was extraordinary.
I want to be her friend. I'm kind of slyly DMing her every now and again just to keep that connection going. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, what's up?
Is
There
that
were
what
so
you say?
many. Is that
Up to?
hey, what's up? Up to?
No, I
Jane!
haven't done up to. She actually sent me an Instagram post, which I never showed you, which is bad because it was actually for you, of a 90s bowling alley that she thought would work well in. Oh, I can't give it anything away. You've got to listen to the podcast on Friday and you'll see why the 90s bowling alley was.
For a very
well,
interesting upcoming business proposal by a certain someone.
Anything else to add for the news?
Can I just read you a headline of a story I haven't read?
Yes.
Ram on the lamb after a ding-dong with walkers in New Plymouth.
Wow.
That's
That's
all.
magical. We don't need to know the story, do we?
No.
Oh, how did you find that? I felt really let down by
Odd stuff, baby.
by the regional news this week. Anyway, okay, let's get into Colin's Cranny.
Odd stuff.
Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Cranny.
Colin's Cranny.
Colin has posted that he wants to go to a haunted house in Auckland, like a real haunted house. And I think Alex Casey should take up this lead and go with him.
I'm very frightened of ghosts.
He would look after you.
He would look after you.
I think he'd be the first to run. And he needs to protect himself, his face, his
It's
clothing, you know.
I feel like his sort of tough leather jacket kind of.
True.
And also, I think he'd be a ghost magnet. Like, no disrespect. But they are ghosting you straight to the crown.
So I think we should try and sort that out. Colin came in and did a pop-up pod last week for Gossip Week, and it was great. And he listened to it as he was on a road trip and said that him and his travel companion just laughed the whole way.
Wow.
Must have only been a 25-minute road trip. Anyway, Community Noticeboard, I've got a cracker for you.
It's the Community
Okay, this is from the Mount Maunganui Noticeboard. This is hot off the press today. Coffin for sale due to wrong diagnosis.
No.
No way.
6 feet long, 3 feet wide, leather cushioned inside, making it more comfortable, along with a polished finish. Very important to be comfy when you're...
Not dead.
Has this made the papers yet?
I'm not sure. Do we need to...
Cleo
we need to
from
jump
Staff,
on
are
it?
you listening?
I mean, honestly, like, this is a ripper.
Isn't it good, though? I mean, I think... I'm like... If it's got a leather interior for comfort, may as well keep it until such
Sit
time
in
as
it,
you
watch
need
telly
it.
in it.
You know, wear it in the leather. What are you thinking, Duncan? You're doing a lot of faces today.
I am sorry for all the faces. I couldn't. I would find having my final destination just hanging around me all the time. Couldn't do it.
I mean, I just think if you've gone for a leather finish, you know.
Can I see it? Does
Yeah.
it? What?
It's got a big cross on it. It looks like a lovely, it doesn't say what it is, like maybe a walnut, mahogany.
Did you guys know about? I found out what Saved by the Bell means. Did you know what it means?
Oh my God, is it something to do with death?
About how in the old days they'd have a bell on a string that would go down to the coffins in case someone got buried alive. And you pull the string to ring the bell and you are saved by the bell.
That is surely not true.
Someone told it to me.
I thought it meant like you had to do an answer in class, and then it's all right because I'm saved by the bell.
Like the bell's gone, the end of the day.
Yeah, it's all finished now.
Alex is Googling to do some
I reckon
checking.
it could be
Connected to the
right.
internet and I searched shaved by the ball.
Click the image down.
I'm panicking.
Safe search
But look,
off.
someone definitely told me that, and I think it's good enough to pass on, true or not. You know?
Okay, let's get into reality check.
I have 4 weeks to decide. I'm going to drop my entire life for you.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
It's fine. Don't even
I like how much coffin talk we have on this pod.
It's becoming, coffins are the new poos.
That is the worst thing
It's
I've ever heard anyone
so
say.
horrible. I feel like we're going to go to the BSA for that.
Oh, do you know what?
I
The
don't-
BSA just started following me on Twitter, so they got their eye on me.
You're doomed.
I'm doomed.
You just only do bad things.
I'm sorry.
You did a swear before on a family
I
show.
did like 2 swears.
Then you said that thing about coffins and poos. Lest we forget.
The new pose.
In context of the podcast, not life, obviously, or death. Okay, reality check. Shall we do the block first or Apprentice?
I think we should do the blog.
Because you haven't watched it.
I've not watched it. But I'm going to start watching the Room Reveals.
Okay.
Because I know one of the chaps
Do you?
on the block. Yeah, Arthur.
Who do you know?
The,
Artie.
the outrageously handsome one.
He is outrageously handsome. Well,
And just-
Tina's eyebrows are going. She's
Lovely.
keen.
He's so lovely
If she wants his number.
in real life.
Alex, do we have to put you in a coffin? Do we have to put you in the crypt for this?
Give me a bell. It's an apocryphal tale.
What does that mean?
Oh, it means not true.
Not true. It's from boxing. But anyway, wasn't it fun?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it fun to think about?
It was a good time. She's crossed her arms.
This is me ready to go in.
And the champagne lady sleeping style, ready to go into her coffin like a vampire. So I'm the only one talking? Is that what's happening here?
No, Alex will talk.
I think it's fine.
She can't resist. So the block is back after quite a hiatus,
Yeah.
interrupted by COVID, but now it's on our screens. Looking to be a really great year, I have to say. I've had that nice break and I'm into it. 4 teams who seem like they're pretty solid design-wise. Is this boring? It's not funny, is it?
Oh no. You've got
Well,
the boring
I
ups
know,
now.
you've totally got the boring
I haven't
ups.
said anything. You literally just started as well.
I know. Oh, it's the worst. I'm for myself. We got Meg and Dan, who are from like construction background. You've got
I love
Artie-
Dan.
I
Sorry, I'm out.
I also love Dan. I love his little ponytail thing.
his little man
top
bun.
knot. Tim and Artie, they're a former building apprentice and a musician. Dylan and Keegan, who are my faves, brothers. One of them's from like the West Coast and one of them's like big city banking guy in Auckland. And Jana and Rach, a couple of mates from Papamoa, I think. Key things to note, Subway's the snack this year.
Was it last time?
I can't remember. It's been Peter Pitt, McDonald's, Wellbeing. We were running through these the other day.
I love how just like proudly budget the food is on the block.
But it's
it was
perfect. You've got to get on
So
the go.
perfect,
It's like
yeah.
wrapped up in a little,
It'll keep.
well,
Better than like Macca's.
yeah.
It does
it's true.
keep. Tina and I, actually, Tina, you can speak to this. We had Subway yesterday.
Had Subway yesterday, got a delicious foot-long chicken teriyaki for myself, and Alex wanted the veg delight.
Yeah.
Good
Was that
for
got the
you.
patty?
No patty.
No patty?
Like, exactly.
What the
felt
Just
like
wall
salad.
to wall
Just
salad. It's
salad?
yum. It's
Did you get olives and jalapenos?
I get everything. Yeah, I get the whole
Everything?
Yeah,
The
Give me
works?
I mean, the dough works. A biggie of salad. We both let the sandwiches sit. I would say for 2 hours.
Too long.
Whoa.
On our desk, and they were gorgeous. If maybe better.
I mean, Tina's
For
been
the
vomiting
experience.
all morning.
Is it?
She's been to the toilet.
Where were we? We were in Point Chev.
Oh, my ass.
Point Chev.
That's so funny.
And the cookies. Don't forget about the cookies.
Oh my God, we are so off piece right now. Can we bring it back?
They were actually sort of Subway level cookies, I think.
I made some delicious cookies and we ate them. That's the story there. Okay, we're in Point Chev. 4 massive fuck off houses. Sorry for my language. Basically, they did guest rooms. They were very fancy. We got 3 new judges. We've got Anne Louise, who I love.
Anne
Anne Louise is so good.
Louise.
She's extremely well qualified to be there. A, because she's good on the tally, and B, she was playing with like fabric samples. And Chris, who something interior design something, and Lauren, who's a real estate agent, and in my opinion, shouldn't be there.
My mum. Why?
I just think she's out of her depth.
So I'm so curious about this. This is like quite a strong verdict from you.
Okay, so we'll just get into the judging of the rooms. So Dan and Meg did this quite amazing, my favourite of the week. Huge, what do you call it? When it goes up to a tippy top triangle thing.
Steeple.
Huge steeple. Like, I don't know, roof apexy type ceiling. And they did it like floor to ceiling in this amazing nature wallpaper, feature walls, and it was just really nice. And the judges, Anne Louise loved it. She loved the light switches, didn't like the black top lights. But aside from that, it was gorgeous. They got 8, 8 and 9.5. Lovely. That was the winning score. Tim and Artie had some masculine earthy tones in their room. Their feedback was the colours weren't right, it was too dark, they had conflicting timber tones, it lacked cohesion. I still think it would have won in like the one that they did in Mount Roskill, Sandringham.
Oh, with was that with
Villa
Damo?
Walls. Villa
Is that the
Walls.
graffiti? And
Yeah,
the
and
what's
like
that
the
thing
black
called? The
splashback.
Yeah, it would have kicked everyone's ass. And remember the first week there, they like building bunks into the walls and stuff?
Oh
It
my
was so
god,
terrible.
those boys! Do you think that people are better because of Instagram?
Yes.
And like aesthetics.
Yes.
People are better designers.
Pinterest?
Across the board.
I also think they've done, like, they're taking a more deliberate approach with who they're casting as people who actually have some kind of experience in these areas. There's only one team that doesn't have someone who works in building or construction. And there's a few, like, designers, there's a real estate agent. They're just people who kind of know what they're doing.
There's probably like an incentive now that there's been people go through the block and then get careers out the other side. And it's, it's less of a sort of, I want to just be a sort of an influencer, don't really care about what, to this is actually a good sort of boost to my career within this industry kind of thing.
And I think for casting, it's just, like, quite good to get people who are going to do a nice job so they can sell their houses for a good price.
And they're probably going to make shite loads this time.
They
right?
will, yeah. Point Chev, I mean...
Well, also, because they would have bought these properties in like 2018.
Yeah, they've already
so
made money on them.
They're like up 50%. Like, I mean, it'll depend where they set the reserve. But man, so who makes the bank out of this? Is it Warner's?
I don't know.
Or is it 3? I'm just so curious about the economics of it.
Oh my God.
Because... Like, especially because it's within the, there's now the bright line test. Sorry, this is totally becoming when the facts change.
What a surprise!
But it's real interesting.
Okay.
It's definitely more profitable than the media. It's like this one show.
Oh, okay. And then now we've folded in the fold. That's great. All right, here we go. So Tim and Artie didn't impress Anne Louise. She gave them a 3, which is brutal. She said the room felt sad. I mean, you can't give a room more than 3 if it feels sad. But she liked the wardrobe. bad paintwork, bad colours, 6.5 and 5 from the other judges. Dylan and Keegan, this is where Lauren, the real estate agent judge, comes undone for me. She walked into the room and she's like, oh, I'm speechless, I think. And then she says, I'm glad we're getting this out in the first week, big brave choices, so we can give some guidance on not overdoing the brave. We need to appeal to a wide market. And then Anne-Louise is just like, I love it. It's got guts, it's got style, it's amazing, it's terracotta, it's not orange, get out of here. She didn't say get out of here, but basically Anne-Louise was just like, no, you're wrong.
Wow. So there's going to be some tension.
Oh no, it wasn't aggro. I just think Lauren came across like she was trying to have an opinion, and then the actual designers were like, no, it's actually really good.
Have we historically had real estate agents as judges?
I don't think so.
Because it's quite like a real estate agent wants to go as broad as possible, get as many buyers in the market, and play them off against one another. Whereas, which is a thing, but it feels like it's at cross purposes to designers and who want a kind of a singular, coherent statement type thing.
Lauren reckoned it was a great designer room, but difficult to market, and I disagree, Lauren. I'm not even going to listen to anything you say.
Dylan spent a lot of time matching the orange to the orange in the cushion.
Yeah.
Does that stay, the cushion?
Yes, they keep everything.
Everything stays?
Yes.
The buyer gets all the chattels?
Yes.
Huge chattels.
Because that cushion was good. And you know what? Joe was watching, and he was like, I nearly bought that cushion the other day.
Oh.
Down a good thing in Mount Albert.
So you'll be applying next
I'll
year.
be
that's gonna be
trying
my
to
local.
buy that house. Is what I'll be
To
doing
get the
next. To
cushion.
get the cushion. To get the free
No,
tush.
I can't believe you've got to season 9 of The Block and didn't realise that all the shit that they put in the rooms comes with the house.
Yeah. I guess I didn't.
And we've done Block tours.
I know, I just thought it would all, but it's kind of like, you could just chuck most of it out, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, as the buyer, it's
Not
your
me,
prerogative to do what you want.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay.
Keep the cush, though. Jana and Rach. Jana is a domestic engineer, right?
Oh.
That's a
I see.
stay-at-home mother, I think, is what they're saying there. And Rach is in real estate. I quite like their room. It was quite luxe. It had brass in the walls and stuff. Anne called out the cheap curtains. Lauren loved the curtains. I'm with Anne, unsurprisingly.
I feel like this is going to really build up into a thing, and then there'll need to be some kind of truth and reconciliation.
I'm an Anne
made in
stan.
between.
I'm an Anne stan. Anyway, they got 7.5, 8.5, 8.5. I think they overcomplicate these things. Basically, Dan and Meg won overall, so they won some money. But then house, whatever, that the other two were in, won. Anyway, look, in the end, Jana and Rach got to choose the house that they want to have, and they chose house 1, highly coveted, very big. Everyone's worried that they're going to just completely lose the plot because Rach had a big breakdown just after that first week. It's just me talking. Can't wait to see what happens next. Okay.
That was great, Jane.
Thank you. Okay, before we get into The Apprentice, we need to take a break. We'll be stretching and we'll be back soon.
Kia ora, Justin Giovanetti here, and I'm the political editor at The Spinoff. This podcast, like so much of the work we do at The Spinoff, is made possible by the support of our members. To find out more about The Spinoff members and how you can help us keep producing quality, independent journalism, visit members.thespinoff.co.nz and do it today.
Too hard out with the stretching.
Yeah.
It wasn't the stretching, it was the jumping jacks at the end.
Yeah.
I knew it. Holy shit. Welcome to the Auckland Domain, where we are standing to
Sweating.
find out what we're doing on The Apprentice Aotearoa for week 7. Before we talk about the challenge, can we talk about, I know you've brought it up, it was the first time I've seen it properly, Michael's tattoo.
Hold back.
That is, ouch.
Hold me back.
And he is a large man.
Yeah, a lot of him.
How much did that cost?
That's a good question.
Hundreds of
What's the
dollars.
cost price? That's it.
That is a crazy amount of work. He's got like this huge solid panel over his ginormous pec and halfway down one of his arms, basically. It's just pure black.
It's pure black.
Ow! I'm just ow.
Michael is really good and might win.
Yeah,
That's my takeaway from this
after this
episode.
week, he absolutely killed this week. And he was really positive about his team as well.
Yeah,
Like, such a
lovely
good,
leader.
Yeah, what a lovely leader.
Lovely beard.
Huge swing around, given that on episode 1 it just sounded like an all-time drongo.
You say lovely beard, but I actually think he's let it go a little bit. I think he's not staying on top. It was getting a bit sort of wiry around the edges.
Well, after he used everyone's favourite product, Zolilla,
No.
on the beard, I believe it looked a lot more lustrous.
We're going green this week. Heading off to the Green Expo where our teams are going to use their selling prowess to make some sales and make some coin.
So they had to choose which products they wanted to sell. And I would like to talk about the rocket board. What is it? How is it? Where is it?
Why is it?
Why is it? This curved semicircle made of wood that you stand on.
Do you want to hear something that's going to blow your mind?
Yes.
I got one.
What?
What the hell?
You've got one, so you watched it on the TV program and now you have one?
No.
You bought one out of your own money.
It's not a rocket board. It's not the same brand. It's called a Kinderboard. It's a kid, like it's marketed to kids.
Does it keep them in shape?
Well,
Is it like a fidget spinner? What is going on with it?
it's a play thing. They like my kids when they were a little bit younger. Like they'd put it on the couch and use it as a slide. They rock on it. You can turn it over and they'll stand up, make a little bridge. They build little towns around it with their Duplo and stuff. It's like the multi-purpose board. I don't think they did a great job of selling it, to be honest with you.
I think it was mostly about the elastics and
and I think they're trying to be too clever. They're like, oh, you can use it. No one's going to fucking exercise on it, are they? If you get soothed by repetitive motion, it's quite a nice thing to just have a little sit and rock on. Tina's got something to say.
I got something to say. It's for your balance. It helps kids learn how to balance properly.
Yeah, as well as being a fun plaything. It's
Super
multi-purpose. What it is a giant gimmick, but one that I bought into.
Great.
But it's organic, it's sustainable. It's $300 or something.
Yeah.
600? I just loved this episode. It felt very real. Like of everything they've done, like those were real commissions that they were negotiating, and just watching them get what was the compost
Oh my
bin?
God, cursed
Just
compost bin.
Unsaleable item that if they manage to sell, they get a tiny.
Tuppence.
Just a really, and that the guy selling, just everything about that interaction, just them realizing we just have to take whatever he's going to give us because we've sort of botched this. Love it.
So Team Mana, they managed to get the Zorilla Man stuff and the rocket boards. They got commission rates of 39% and 42%, which is decent. The rocket board's got like quite a high price point. Team Tahi negotiated 30% up to 5K or some convoluted or 30% beyond 5K for the Arepa. Lovely blackcurrant juice. Love that stuff.
We were going to get some, but Alex had a worry.
I revealed a certain toilet detail of yours.
Oh my God, that's
Of mine!
I think you said that it made you.
I think I was worried it was going to.
Oh, but it maybe didn't.
It's hard to say what did and didn't cause things on any given day.
Let's do some A/B testing.
But did it make your brain feel sharp?
Yes.
Yeah?
Can't you tell?
Well, you just have one
And you're done.
months ago? It's just forever.
I'm still highly concentrated. I don't know. It's just as a non-drinker, it's nice to have an option that's not just fizzy water.
So you're smashing back into a Arepa like a party?
Yeah. Just took a six-pack.
Just doing some Sudoku.
And that's
real
really
fast.
going to fuck you up. And then the compost bins, back to the show. The compost bins, Team Tahi negotiated a commission of 12.5% of fuck all, really.
It was like a $1,200 item. I mean, it's very hard to shift heaps of units of that.
Yeah.
A sort of a thing where people are basically there to get a bit of tat, a bit of like green tat.
Yeah, I mean, they'll buy a lovely
Whole
blackcurrant
black
juice.
tat.
You might be able to talk them into some
But-
beard smoothing cream.
I mean, selling any of those funny boards is an absolute miracle. So they earned their money there.
Yeah, they definitely did. But the compost bins, holy...
And what? It was just
It's a wooden box.
Giant.
wooden box.
Yeah.
And you could do something,
I
take
think
some
you can.
slats
I think
out.
you can take like you can grow the compost bin to the size that you need.
It's
How do you
amazing.
get it
they sort-
home? I'm anxious. I've been
Everything
thinking
about it.
They got to be delivered. There's no
Gotta be
way.
delivered.
There's not, even with the rocket board, I realised when one of the guys bought the rocket board, I think he got caught up in the I want to buy the thing and be on the telly, and then he's holding it and going, "Fuck, I have to walk around with this
And
thing
now I've got a
now."
rocket board for forever. Have to fit that in my coffin. Get one from the mount.
Tell you what, though, perhaps the compost bin could double as a coffin, couldn't it?
Yeah,
fit
that's-
multiple people.
Multiple people.
maybe that's the market.
That's the market.
It's,
Anyway.
Yeah.
The old murderer.
Human pyramid. Sorry. Don't know.
I don't know what else there is to say except for that Michael was a selling machine.
And Gabe.
Yes.
Listen, Gabe flirting with everybody.
I love Gabe just running around telling everyone, you are our target market. You are our target
demographic.
It's just such a weird sales approach.
I thought they were going to tell him off for doing that. Because isn't it kind of like showing you're working a bit and being too, like making someone feel like a...
Yeah, like a number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Cassie was like, bravo!
Well, it worked, man. It's whatever sells in 2021, you know?
Yeah.
Who was it selling? Oh, Megan. And I know her name now. Megan and Tony were selling the compost bins. They sold 2, I think.
The one they sold at the very last minute was incredibly clutch, but that just got them from like $100 to $200.
Yeah, I mean, two is 2 more than I expected them to sell.
Just a tough old item.
That's the kind of thing I think if you've got at an expo, and I'm not a businesswoman, but if I'm at an expo with my compost bins that are such a high price, I'm more about just like brand awareness. Just letting people know, giving them the brochure. Give us a call.
Top of the funnel. It's top of the funnel.
You're not expecting people to kind of like tuck a ginormous compost bin under their arm and wander off to get some blackcurrant juice. It was a dumb one to choose.
Should have gone for the bug chips. That's what I would have chosen.
Yeah.
The cricket corn chips.
Oh, yeah,
That's classic because everyone will be like, wow, you know, people love the craziness. Give out free samples.
Yeah, but you know what happens when you give out a free
Salsa.
sample of a cricket chip? If someone eats it and goes, oh, I had a cricket chip. That's all I wanted to do. I don't know how good. But that said, I haven't tasted a cricket chip. If it's delicious, perhaps
We
you'd
had
buy
those
some.
cricket wraps from Nando's, remember?
We also just had like actual crickets, like just dry bugs in the office kitchen for a while, eh, Tina?
Yep, sure did. They were bacon flavour.
What? Pig flavoured crickets?
And the legs were still on. Honestly, not a good time.
There was a whole insect.
Oh, my God.
You know, there was
I love it.
They didn't gussy it up.
What happens when we don't have enough crickets anymore? Then where do we go?
I think there's heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's my
that's what they said
understanding.
about the cows when we first had them.
Did they?
I don't know. And the sheep. We've
There's
got like there's
heaps.
heaps. Well, so suddenly there's not anymore and we have to go straight from
Is
giant...
the problem that there's not enough cows? I don't think that's the problem we're facing.
I need to do some research.
That's just real good science corner.
That's what they said about cows.
Okay, well, but that's
There's
what they said
heaps.
about panda bears. I don't know. Whales. I don't know. Something that's on its way out. Okay, should we get to the money?
Yeah.
Team Tahi's commission was $928. Team Mana's commission was $1,474.
Whopper.
And they won a private session at Holy Moly.
So good.
Do you need to talk about the circus place?
Oh yeah, I went to Archie Bros. Directly inspired by The Apprentice. Holy! It was such a crazy place. It was so loud and so thronged. Had a freak shake. Mm-hmm. I also I downloaded a seismometer because I was convinced there were sort of 2 to 3 Richter scale earthquakes going constantly from the bowling and just the throngs of people, but it wouldn't register them. But it was definitely over 90 decibels. It was like a really chaotic place. I felt incredibly drained afterwards, but I love it and I'd definitely go back. And I'm hoping that there's some sort of I feel like if you went during school hours early in the week, you'd sort of have it a bit to yourself and it would be great.
You messaged us on the weekend to say, look, I'm at this place. And Alex and I actually planned to go there ourselves on Saturday night. We were going to invite you.
No, you weren't.
You were
just
already
snapped.
there. You were already there.
That's not how invites work.
It's like, wait for us. We'll be
That's
there
fine.
in 5
I get
hours.
it. I get it.
Okay, anyway, we're going to, and then in true Real Pod style, we just
Plans fell through.
Okay, should we get back to the TV show?
Yeah.
Stephen takes Megan and Tony to the boardroom. These are the compost sellers, the compost bin sellers. He thinks Megan needs to go. Megan thinks Tony needs to go. Tony thinks Megan needs to go. Megan goes.
Megan definitely needed to go.
It was her time to step up. I did like her line, I'm a workhorse, I'm not a show pony.
That is a good line.
It was a good line.
Except for it's
no
not
evidence
true.
that you're a workhorse, but I loved it.
I don't even think you're in the stable. It was also, I have to point out, she was one who was really keen when they were at the Domain looking at the compost bin, like right from the get-go. She was really keen about those bloody compost bins.
Right.
So it wasn't just
weird.
that they were left like that was their only option. That was something she was actually gunning for at the beginning. Tony went as well.
Tony went. It's a double limb.
He must have had to do 60 points
Yeah.
to get that
Hey, we
right.
get the lowdown on the points, by the way, on Friday's pop-up
Huge.
bowl with Cassie. There's actually a few. She took us behind the scenes on a few things. And we pitched a brilliant business idea or three to her. Anyway, favourite bit. Stephen comes back. It's just Stephen. He hasn't got Megan. He hasn't got Tony. Everyone's like, whoa. And Erna, the numbers lady, goes, oh, how many of us are there now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 6. And I was just like, I can tell just by looking. There's 6 of you. I don't need to count around the room. You're the
We should call
numbers lady.
Jane the numbers lady from now on.
And here endeth the podcast.
A good one, I think. I think we can all hold our heads high after that.
I think maybe like a 15-minute on-mic debrief where we discuss what we have learned. That feels like the next frontier for this stupid podcast.
Wow. Hey, if you like the podcast, spread the word. Maybe tell them to skip this one.
Not this one.
Not
yeah.
this one. Don't tell them about
One
this
of the
one.
other ones.
And yeah, like, subscribe, all those things. Thank you, Tina. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you
for
very much,
suffering
Tina.
through this. Thank you,
Yeah.
Alex. Thank you, Duncan.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Jane.
And thanks, Corn Cobs. You're the best. See you next week. See you Friday.
Are you curious about how business can be better? I'm Simon Pound, and I host Business is Boring, a podcast where I kōrero with some of the most interesting people in entrepreneurship, commerce, and making things happen. Tune in to Business is Boring every Tuesday, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network in partnership with Spark Business Lab.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.